Hey everybody, this is Mark Dolfini, landlord coach. I wanted to do a video because this has been in my heart, and I don't really know. I don't really have a script for this. I'm just gonna kind of record it and see what goes. But this is in response to the virus outbreak, and in a response for how many property owners, landlords, property managers are responding to their residents that are in their charge, and and I guess maybe offer some advice, just maybe some leadership. But again, I'm not doing this. I'm kind of shooting from the hip here, so if it kind of meanders around a little bit, I apologize. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff out there on the internet that really has me, quite frankly, disgusted. And I hope to God that much of it isn't true. I know there's a lot of hatred going on among people, among the residents against landlords right now. And if any of that is true, then shame on us. Shame on you if you have forgotten the one fundamental thing about this business is that this is a people business. This is not about bricks and sticks. These are places where people are raising their families and building memories and doing all the things that you're doing in your home and so forth. And right now, I will say that there's a disproportionate number of them that are facing very highly uncertain times. And not only are they worried about themselves financially because they may be living paycheck to paycheck, and some of them don't even live paycheck to paycheck, they live moment to moment. And if you've never been like that, or even if you have, then remind yourself what that's like. It was back in 2010 when the whole world was crashing down around me, and it wasn't just I was suffering financially, but I almost died in the hospital from double pneumonia. And I had to think back to what that was like, that feeling of uncertainty, as I'm laying there on a hospital bed wondering if I was actually going to see any of my loved ones again. And right now, you've got people who are very isolated, you've got people who are very uncertain, potentially wondering how they're going to feed themselves, and worse, how they're going to feed their kids. And then they get a notice, potentially from you, or maybe a fellow landlord or somebody like that is sending a hard stance letter that, cash in your 401k, sell your car, liquidate your savings, whatever, just to pay rent. I hope to God letters like that aren't true. I saw a letter that was posted, and again, I don't know. I can't say that it was true, but I'm just saying, let's say for the sake of this video, that it was. That a landlord said that if you're not in the restaurant business, that you're still expected to pay rent as normal because the restaurant industry was the only one that was shut down. And that is just such a ridiculous, myopic, poor understanding of how economics actually works. There's that thing called velocity of money, and when the velocity of money slows down, it impacts everybody. So if you think, okay, well, the restaurant workers aren't working, but you don't think trucking would slow down? You don't think, the food manufacturing would slow down? You don't think that, everything slows down. Even just one sector of the economy, right? Think of one sector of the economy like mortgages were starting to go bad back in 08 and 09, and it damn near broke this economy. So in this, we're looking at a multi-industry shutdown, which could be impacted. This could impact us for a generation. I'm more optimistic than that. I don't think that it will. I have put out videos that I said look for opportunities, and I don't mean look for opportunities to screw people. I mean look for opportunities to help people, help them solve their problems, right? And if you look at the people who are, who are in such positions of power, whether it's wealth or wherever it is, they've solved a lot of people's problems. And I think that's the opportunity that we need to be looking at right now, is not how you can gain from this, but how can you help others. Obviously it takes money to do that sometimes, but if we are trying to offer incentives for people to pay rent so we can keep the lights on here. I represent a property management company. I have a small property management company, and it was never my goal to be the biggest in town. It was my goal to be the best, but that still doesn't mean that we don't make mistakes. We're just trying to fumble our way through this just like everybody else. And some of the things are well received that we're doing, and some just aren't. And I get that. And you're just going to get people who are going to naturally complain because the sun is shining. That's just the way it is. But if you are one of those that just is freaking out because you're worried about your mortgages being paid because you got yourself into an over-leveraged situation, I get that. But you still need to do the right thing. And there's many people that back in 08 and 09 that, I couldn't keep my bills paid, but I was still trying to do the right thing by them. Even though I couldn't pay my mortgages because half my revenues went away, I still tried to make sure the properties were well maintained while they were living in them. And that cost me a lot of money, but I still felt that was the right thing to do. So the best thing that you can do, open your lines of communication, and that means picking up the damn phone. Now, I haven't talked to all of my residents yet, but I plan to call them personally. They're getting a call from me. They're getting calls from my staff as well, but they're going to all get a call from me. I just want to know what's going on with them. How are they? How are they feeling? I'll talk with them. I'll pray with them, and in here is my Bible that I actually found at a vacant property that I was rehabbing, and it was the only thing that was left in the property, and that was something I found last year, and I've carried it with me ever since. And I really feel that right now is a time to be faithful. It's a time to be completely honest with who you are, and I wish I had all the answers. I wish I had to say, okay, do this, then this, then this, but at the end of the day, all this stuff is going to have to be handled on a case-by-case human basis. My Bible just fell. But on a case-by-case and human basis. That's all we can do. And maybe that means you work it out on the back end with them. Maybe it means that you have to let them, find something more affordable. If you don't have anything more affordable, then you work it out with the next landlord. Don't just wait for all the courts to open up their evictions to allow people so you can say, oh, cool, now I get to evict them. What purpose is that going to serve for you or for them? Now, we all know that there's people who struggle in good times and certainly in bad, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be working with them. Do all you can. Open lines of communication. Give them a phone number to contact you anytime they're feeling uncertain. I promise you, right now, you've got a real problem in the world right now of how you're being perceived. A real perception value, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that's what we all need to work on. If you have any questions on conversations that you need to have, yeah, I do landlord coach, for money. I do charge for coaching and stuff like that. This is not a plug for anything other, I'm not trying to get you to sign up for anything. If you want to have a conversation with me, I don't care if you're a resident watching this or if you are a landlord or a property manager or anybody. I don't care who you are. If you want to reach out to me just have a conversation, I'm willing to do that. If you're in a tenant situation, if you're a tenant and your landlord's not treating you right and you want me to have a conversation with them, I'm happy to. If you're a landlord and you don't know how to treat a certain situation, reach out to me. No charge. I will have those conversations because I think the only way that we're going to get through this is together. I'm praying for healing. I'm praying for this country. I'm praying for all of you. I may not know you, but I am. I'm praying for you. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Take good care and be well.